how is it possible that the ancient builders had an idea of the dimensions of the planet? Mysterious. However, it is common knowledge that ancient people were so obsessed with equinoxes. The equinox is the intersection of the sun's path in the sky with the equator when the length of day and night are equal. The length of the day and night on an equinox is 43,200 seconds. However, most skeptics consider the relationship between the equinox and the size of the Earth as a mere coincidence. But according to engineer Glenn Dash, the Egyptians couldn't have used the pole star or sun shadow to align the pyramids. He believed they must have used the autumnal equinox to achieve perfect alignment for the structures. Equinox measurements have been previously overlooked as a possible alignment method. This is because it was thought to need more accuracy. But Dash differed on this as he revealed the possibility of the equinox providing accurate measurements using a gnomon to cast a shadow. To prove this, he experimented by tracking the point of the shadow of the fall equinox in 2016 to form a smooth curve of points. At the end of the day, he intercepted two of the curve's points with a taut piece of string wrapped around the pole. This created an almost perfect line running east to west. This is known as the Indian circle method. He showed that though the measurement was inaccurate, the degree of error was similar to the slight error found in the alignment of the pyramids of Giza. The astronomical latitude, 30, is halfway between the equator and the North Pole. The pyramid could be speaking to our universe in this way. In the construction of the Great Pyramid, there was an error, though about just 0.05 degrees in the measurements. Even though the ancient structures adopted triple and hexagonal symmetry, we could see three pyramids that are completely aligned with the constellation Orion. You'd observe that the number 43,200 is relevant here. It is so because it represents the axial precession of the Earth. The number is also a multiple of 72, the number of years that Earth takes to wobble its axis. These numbers, 72 and 432, are also present in ancient mythologies and sacred texts. For instance, 72 is the number of languages spoken at the Tower of Babel. It is also the number of names for God in Jewish Kabbalah. Finally, it is the number of temples at Angkor Wat and the number of degrees of longitude between Angkor Wat and the Great Pyramid. 432 Hz is the harmonic frequency believed to be an optimal resonance for music, and 432,000 is the number of syllables in the Hindu Rig Veda. What could all of these mean? Could the ancient Egyptians have possibly used a mathematical language and we're only just realizing it? Besides these, the fact that the builders were able to measure the Great Pyramid such that its measurement tallied with the dimensions of our planet when multiplied by 43,200 cannot believe one in great awe. It couldn't have been a mere coincidence. If you take the extended North Pole of the Earth and extend it out into the heavens, you'll discover that it points to a star known as Polaris. That's our pole star, but in the future the pole might point to other stars. The explanation for this is the precessional wobble on the axis of the Earth, and the extended North Pole doesn't always point to the same place over a cycle of 25,920 years. But where is the evidence that the pyramid might be a structure for creating and harnessing energy? The pyramid is constructed with limestone and other materials that were possibly moved from a far distance. Each of the stones is so tightly compacted that it's impossible to find any space between them. The casing stones were cut and shipped from a Tura quarry about 500 miles away. The exterior of the Great Pyramid of Giza was made of materials that insulate electricity, specifically the white tufa limestone. This is because it doesn't contain magnesium. The interior and chambers were made of material that conducts electricity, making it possible to control the release of energy from inside the pyramid fully. In addition, the blocks used in the inner parts of the pyramid were made from another form of limestone stones containing small amounts of crystals and metals. These two properties, crystals and metals, allow for the transmission of maximum power. It is worth noting that Tesla's tower works on the same principle as the pyramids. But let's now go a bit into the basics. There are a few elements that allow for wireless power to work. They include the sun, water under the tower or pyramids, and the need to put the tower at the right height in the air to allow energy to spread. The top of the pyramids was made of gold, a great electrical conductor. In the middle is granite, which acts as an energy transceiver. A combination of these gives wireless energy. A 2018 study seeks to investigate how the pyramid can focus on energy. A team of scientists used radio waves at different frequencies to determine whether or not the pyramid would respond to electromagnetic waves of a resonant length. They discovered that the pyramid concentrates electromagnetic energy in its internal chambers and under its base. According to scientists, radio waves with a length that ranges from 200 to 600 meters can induce resonances. The closer to 200 meters, the more dramatic the effect. In 2019, Eric Wilson published a paper titled Large-Scale Thermoacoustic Generator. In the paper, he describes how granite and other rock survive vibration. Electrons will migrate through the rock and up to the surface through a combination of science and music. The builders of the pyramid created a power-generating machine that has been tuned to the natural harmony of the Earth's vibration, whose source is the tidal energy created by the moon's gravity. This technology is capable of generating unlimited clean energy. But the question is this: what is the source of energy? That brings us back to Tesla. His Wardenclyffe Tower was built on top of an aquifer, which discharged the negative ions to the top of the tower. The tower has copper and iron rods extending down into the water. When electricity was sent into the tower, it was to be transmitted to the world through the atmosphere. Receivers were built to receive the energy for usage by people. In short, he wanted to tap the energy from the ionosphere and pump it into the Earth via vibrations the other receivers could read it. The same thing applies to the Great Pyramid. It is also built on an aquifer, an old underground water channel. Recently, copper pipes and iron rods have been discovered there. The capstone is made of gold. The River Nile used to run very near the pyramids to create an electric current underneath them. The electricity then moves to the top of the pyramid through the granite stones inside the pyramids into the gold capstone. This is what is referred to as physioelectricity. Physioelectricity is the electrical energy we can obtain from natural physical movement, such as walking in the passing current of a river or underground aquifers. Water would rush into the base chambers and exit, creating a pump that vibrates the pyramids. The vibration would hit the king's chamber with a precise frequency. The king's chamber consists of geomechanical devices that vibrate with the energies of the earth, which are then converted into electromagnetic energy. Tesla's wireless power distribution system utilized the Earth's resonance just like the pyramid. Also, the energy generated by the tower would be unlimited and clean. Unfortunately, the tower was destroyed, and there is also evidence that the Great Pyramid was destroyed from the inside. Realizing that he could be on his way to creating a breakthrough in power transmission, Tesla convinced J.P. Morgan, who gave him more than $150,000 to fund the project. Tesla's intention to utilize the design for the wireless transmission of energy was made public in 1898. It would help him to attain great fame and fortune. The project would enable him to transmit worldwide, just like Marconi's radio-based telegraph system transmits messages. He had already established that wireless power would work on a small scale, but he needed more money to complete the project. So he wrote Morgan again, asking him for more money. But rather than give him more money, Morgan withdrew from him, citing a breach of the agreement. He went further to empower Tesla's competitors, Edison and Marconi, who were making it big on Tesla's inventions. He also sent out words to the world, notifying them to avoid Tesla. By 1915, Tesla had gone bankrupt and could no longer maintain the Wardenclyffe property. In 1917, the tower was demolished and sold for scrap. This would spell the end of the project.